Good evening. Parents whose children died after heart surgery at Bristol Children's Hospital say they're frustrated by new reports into their cases. 10 children with heart problems died unexpectedly in 2 years. An overall review of the hospital's cardiac service is due out tomorrow, but families have been given individual reports. They told our health reporter Karen Bell that they've been left even more confused.
Lacey Marie Poton, born with heart defects and Down syndrome. She died 3 years ago after surgery at Bristol Children's Hospital. At her inquest, the coroner said there was no clear reason for her sudden deterioration. But now a new report into Lacey Marie's case lists different possible causes, some of which the family haven't heard of before. It's not given them the closure they wanted.
I'm not satisfied whatsoever, as there's a different cause of death that's come out in this report. Quite shocked and quite angry really, because we just want answers for Lacey Marie's death. It's been 3 years and this didn't come out in the inquest. We don't know where this has come from and we still don't know.
The Bristol Review was designed to give clarity to families like the Potons. It was set up by NHS England after the deaths of 10 children in 2 years. All of them had had heart surgery at Bristol Children's Hospital between 2012 and 2014. In all, 27 families received individual reports like Lacey Marie's. Tomorrow sees the publication of a full review into cardiac services at Bristol Children's Hospital, examining what happened there between 2010 and 2014. 237 families contacted the review panel with information. It's taken 2 years to put together. The review won't blame individuals for any failings, but will look instead at systemic problems. With so many grieving families, though, it has some difficult issues to examine. Karen Bell, ITV News, Bristol.
Well, the Hospital Trust that runs Bristol Children's Hospital is not commenting on the individual reports, but told us they've offered to meet privately with parents to address their concerns. Now, Bristol, Bath and North East Somerset and South Gloucestershire councils have voted tonight to back a devolution deal for the West of England. The deal, including a Metro Mayor, would see the region take over decisions on areas like transport and housing from central government. It would bring £30 million a year in investment. North Somerset Council earlier voted against the move. The North Somerset MP, Liam Fox, is to announce that he will stand in the Conservative leadership election. MPs have until midday tomorrow to put their names forward. Bob Constantine reports.
This is not the first time Liam Fox has stood for the Conservative leadership. Back in 2005, despite this rousing speech to the party conference, he was beaten by a young David Cameron.
We can shape the future. We can make it happen. And together we will win.
Mr Fox, a former GP and son of a teacher, grew up in Scotland but won North Somerset, then known as Woodspring, in 1992. He was a junior minister and later party chairman. In the Tory-led coalition, he was Defence Secretary before being forced to resign over access gained by his best man and self-styled advisor, Adam Werrity. But he's gradually been rebuilding his position on the right of the party and was a leading figure in the Leave campaign, publicly signing his ballot paper last week.
That was Bob Constantine with that report. Well, the Conservatives have a big majority in the North Somerset constituency. So how do voters there feel about their MP, Dr Fox, potentially becoming the next Prime Minister?
He's a qualified doctor, very clever, very articulate. Whether he can get the support of the Tory party is another question.
He's not a bad bloke, I don't mind him, but I don't think he's got the backbone that Nigel Farage has got.
He was an effective Defence Secretary, so yeah, he was all right. I voted for him, so.
Well, next tonight, hundreds of women from across the West marched on Westminster today in protest at the government's decision to delay the age they can take their state pension. Claire Manning has this report.
We pay in, you pay out, we pay in.
These women thought they'd be looking forward to retiring at 60, certainly not barracking at Westminster. They're protesting, though, because they'll now have to work till they're 66, and for that they say they were unprepared.
We were only given very short notice, And as you can imagine, that it just isn't possible for many women, probably most of us on low incomes and things, to make up the difference and to be able to retire. And it's left many, many women in very dire circumstances.
If you're a woman born on or after April 1951, the age you can claim your state pension's gone up, and many say they were unaware of the changes.
I was told a year before 2012 that my pension age was now 65. What could I do then? Nothing.
The Department for Work and Pensions, unsurprisingly, disputes this, saying the equalisation of the state pension age was announced over 20 years ago and rights a long-standing inequality. Women retiring today can still expect to receive a higher state pension over their lifetime than any cohort of women before them, and 10% more state pension than men of their age, because they will on average live longer. Little comfort to Jenny, though, who says she only heard of these changes in the media.
A friend of mine was going to receive her pension at 60, and then I realised that I wasn't going to receive mine until I was 65, and now the goalposts have been changed already. It's 66 for me.
These changes have been made at the speed they have because of the sharp increase in our life expectancies. So how is the women's and the men's state pension changing? Well, between now and 2018, the age at which a woman can start claiming the state pension is rising to 65, bringing it in line with men. But then it'll change again between 2018 and 2020, when it will rise to 66 for both men and women. But then it'll change again between 2026 and 2028, when the age at which both men and women can start claiming the state pension will rise to 67. For many born in the 50s, they've worked hard all their lives without the benefits of equal pay. And now they say they're being penalised again. Claire Manning, ITV News.
Now, a 100-year-old woman has had her birthday wish come true to go swimming. It's the first time Sadie Knight has been in a pool for 30 years, and Louise Ringe was there to see it.
When Sadie Knight turned 100, she was asked to make a wish. She immediately asked for world peace. But with that looking less and less likely, staff at her care home decided they would grant her second wish, to take a swim for the first time in 30 years.
How is it?
Beautiful.
Just as you remembered?
Oh, it couldn't be better. And if the sun was shining, I'll be happy.
Despite the lack of sunshine, this was a nostalgic dip for this once keen swimmer.
Well, the last time was when my husband was alive. And of course we used to go swimming there every evening.
I'm sure it's just brought back memories of her youth. I mean, the things that she used to be able to do when she could. And she said, I can't wait to get in there and I can just move my arms and legs and there'll be no weight. I can just move around normally.
What was it like getting into the water for the first time in 30 years?
I can't describe it. So wonderful. Just to think that you could float away without having to use your limbs to walk or anything like that. Oh, it was beautiful.
And with that, swimming was ticked off this centenarian's wish list, just leaving the small matter of world peace to take care of. Louise Ringe, ITV News.
Lovely stuff. Now it's time to take a look at your weather. Here's Kate.
Showers scattering, ice melting. Great Western Railway sponsors the ITV West Country weather.
Good evening. It may well be summer, but the weather's paying no attention to that at the moment because it's looking pretty unsettled over the next few days. There will be some sunshine, but also plenty of cloud and also some light rain as well at times. But thankfully today's rain is now cleared out of the way. Many areas becoming dry, some clear skies developing as well, but it's not going to affect the temperature too much. I think keeping up in double figures for most. As we wake up tomorrow morning, cloud increasing once again, and we are going to see some outbreaks of light rain or drizzle, particularly as we go through the afternoon. Nothing too persistent though, certainly not as bad as today. Some areas may well escape and stay dry all day, but it is a fairly cloudy scenario. Temperatures up around 17 or 18 degrees, but probably feeling cooler than that under the clouds. So looking further ahead, as promised, a little bit of sunshine around on Friday and Saturday, but also some showers. And at the moment, Sunday is also looking rather overcast and wet.
Great Western Railway sponsors the ITV West Country weather.
Well, that's it for now, but there is plenty more news from the region on our website. But for now, from all the late team, enjoy what's left of your evening.